Okay, we'll move on to the next first line damage plant that you get from Egypt levels, which is the Cabbage Pult. Now, the Cabbage Pult hurls cabbages at the enemy, but it has the bonus of also flinging its projectile above graves. That's a bit of a double-edged sword, if you would say, because if it focuses more on the enemy rather than the graves itself. So the graves won't be destroyed as sooner compared to when a pea shooter is actively shooting at them. But then again, the Cabbage Pult deals damage to zombies, which is important because sometimes when you have like early waves of explorer zombies, the Cabbage Pult can easily decimate it before it deals any damage. And yeah, so this is a pretty good early plant to use if you like bring along the Gravebuster. I don't think we need to talk much about Gravebuster since well we can talk about a bit of strategy of how to use a Gravebuster, but the Cabbage Pult is a good plant to bring out. Now another thing you want to think about when you choose which first line damage plant to choose, either the Cabbage Pult or the pea shooter, is also maybe if you want to like want a specific plant food ability. In this case, the Cabbage Pult may be better because it deals damage to everything on the map, which is a bonus. Whereas pea shooter only shoots down the lane it is on, but it can pretty much destroy anything in that lane also. So two different things to think about. Next, we'll move on to the first filter type plant, but I will consider it overlapping between temporary support and filters, because the Bloomerang itself, it doesn't deal a lot of damage. It won't deal a lot of damage to hold out a single lane on its own. It needs backup. Because what if you do like a simple damage comparison, let's say the pea shooter, it shoots 1 pea, the time it takes the pea shooter to fire 2 or 3 peas would be the time it takes for the Bloomerang to fire out 1 boomerang. So within the period that the pea shooter shoots out 3 peas, which is 3 damage, the Bloomerang would deal 2 damage, but it will hit multiple opponents, and it is deadlier the more zombies is up against. It's a filter plant. That's why you need backup, because it's not going to deal a lot of damage. Even from far away, a normal zombie could walk up to it and still be able to chew it down before the Bloomerang can kill it. About 4 tiles, I think, somewhere around there. But I think you get what I think you know what I mean by that. Bloomerangs, it is a very good temporary support plant, but it needs backup. So, if possible, try and find. I mean, it's weak, sure, but it is a good support plant to bring on, especially like say when you face out against the barrel roller zombie, it can hit the barrel roller zombie, but then a Cabbage Pult can also hit the barrel roller zombie as well, compared to the pea shooter, which just hits the barrel, nothing else. And yeah, I mean it can also hit zombie chickens, but it's not really that reliable. And it can also hit the explorer zombies, and mainly the Bloomerangs are good against camel zombies in general because they're all stacked together, and Bloomerangs will deal damage to all of them. So yeah, make sure you have backup for the Bloomerang if you're going to use it. Of course, if you have a heavy hitting plant, like the Bloomerang should be replaced later on with a melon pulp type plant, either the winter melon or the melon pult. So yeah, just to let you know. Now we move on to the first specific support plant, the Gravebuster. Now, as you know, is only good on Egypt and nothing else. But the main thing here is how to properly use the Grave Buster where during like when you reach like level 10 and above in the challenge levels on Egypt, you notice a heck load of graves. And the problem here is where do you, how do you, which grave to remove first to give you the best advantage in a level. Now, let's say you have okay, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if we have paint. Maybe I have to find it. Okay. Paint. Okay. Let's make this simple. Let's make this real simple. Now you see here. This is the lawn, and you have 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my god, this is horrible. Okay, let's just take this for example. Now you have a grave here, 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 and here. Now you use the Grave Buster, and you also brought along one early one-hit KO plant. Now you're supposed to put the sunflowers at the back here. But during this time, what is the best choice to use for the first Grave Buster you use, and which grave you should remove? Well, the first Grave Buster you should use should always be placed at the first on the lane which has the most graves first of all. And like say here there's a huge amount of graves, you can't really plant any damaged plants here because it's blocked, so you want to remove this grave here first. So we'll remove it. So here in case one zombie comes over here, you can put the one-hit KO plant here and he should be dealt with. And then you try and open up a bit more space, like start from the back. And then in general, once you have the space in all lanes to plant at least one damaged plant, you start from the back and then you just chew on it. And then once you have enough momentum, you can just automatically use the damaged plants that you have already planted. Like say you put a bloomerang here or a repeater or melon pole here. You can just use the plants to help slowly chip away the damage of the graves. Simple as that. So that's just a simple strategy for using Grave Busters. Now we move on to the iceberg lettuce. And for the iceberg lettuce, it is another temporary support plant. It is not a one-hit wonder plant because it doesn't kill a zombie. It barely deals any damage. It's just there to support. Mainly what the let me look here. An iceberg lettuce is good for is a good early plant to use for dangerous enemies, like say explore zombies, which come out very early, and then all of a sudden, oh sheesh, I don't have anything to deal with that, and you just put out the fire and stall him for a while, and then put another plant there to stall the explore zombie. But mainly but since it costs 0 sun, spam it as much as possible. Iceberg lettuce is meant as a plant that you can spam whenever you have the chance. So plant as many as you can whenever you can, because that will be important in the long run. Twin sunflower gives twice as much sun as the normal sunflower, but remember that if you are going for space, if you're not really worried about space, then you can just use a sunflower. You'll get your economy going much faster. But if you do have upgrades like say extra sun upgrades, the twin sunflower, best choice. Go ahead, It also gives 225 sun when you use a plant food on it, compared to the sunflower, which produces actually 150 sun, not 125. Best choice if you have enough sun in the bank. Bok choys. These are a bit risky in my opinion. Bok choys are, I classify them as burst damage. However, it can easily get overwhelmed. Like say if you bring in like two or three bucket head zombies, yeah, bucket head zombies, and then they start gnawing on the walnut is put behind against. If it doesn't have any backup, it's gonna get overrun real easily. Yeah, I can say that for sure. That's why I always say, always have a filter. You know, a filter. And an excellent filter to use with the bok choy would be the spikeweed. Yeah, spikeweed. So if you're, and bok choys are especially vulnerable against zombies which can one-hit KO plants, like the barrel roller zombies, and also more importantly the explorer zombies on Egypt. That's why bok choys alone won't cut it. You need at least one ranged plant to deal with those explorer zombies in advance, or allow, like, put some spikeweeds. One spikeweed and one bok choy won't really cut it in terms of being able to defeat a explorer zombie outright. I tested this out. So you need a ranged plant and to back up the bok choy. And once you have enough momentum, the bok choy absolutely wrecks everything in its path. Because you want to allow the bok choy to focus on one target at a time, not multiple targets at a time. You can't do that. Compared to like the snapdragon, which can wait, where's the snapdragon? Yeah, the snapdragon, which can deal more damage the more zombies it's up against. Yeah, bok choy can only deal one damage to one zombie at a time. So in certain situations it's good, but most situations it's not really necessary to bring in bok choy. You might be better off bringing the snapdragon, but we'll talk about that more later. Next is the repeater, which I classify as a burst damage plant. It is an excellent burst damage plant, to be in fact, since it deals double the damage compared to a normal pea shooter. However, as you will remember what I said, it is bad against protected enemies like barrel roller zombies and Egypt levels with a lot of graves. So you might want to clear that out. As I already said, an excellent way to clear this out in Egypt levels would be to use the jalapeno. So in general, I would think that the repeater or the pea shooter would be better on, say, Wild West levels. But then again, Wild West levels, there's prospector zombies which leap over to the behind of the map, so the pea shooter should be replaced with a split piece. That's fine.